I have Adams Atta with me, a legal practitioner. Thank you very much for joining us on VOP 90.3.
Yes, thank you for having me today. It's quite interesting and it's an appealing topic that the society needs to be educated on.
Okay. Before we come to the topic, the reason I came late is just this VIO, can we organize a church for them or a mosque for them? Because VIO, who's actually controlling them? Let's beg them. When you wear white, just show, oh, I wear white, my behavior, everything should be very, very pure or uniform. But what they just caused in Anthony just now coming to shoot in that corner was just a different thing. You don't use another motor to stop another motor, and you don't care about the other people. If it is, I told them, if it is some country, they will sue you and you pay serious damage for wasting those people precious time. You have the plate number of the vehicle. Instead of you to becoming like you are in law enforcement organization, you are now breaking the law. You just pick the number and ask the other person, maybe at the front, to park the person. But that's a story for another day. How far, Ogata, how far are your customers there? They are both your customer, both those that are complaining that their right has been infringed upon, and even the people who are infringing on their right, they are both your customer. And first, let me start with you been writing letter on behalf of a lot of wonderful Nigeria to some of the electricity provider. How has it been so far?
Yes, because if you say that your right is being infringed or is being tampered with, one thing that the law say that you must do is that you need to complain to the concerned office. And that is we have in the electricity industry, we have the DISCOs, which is a distribution company, and we have the GENCO, which is the distribution company, and then we have the transmission company. But you have access directly to the transmission company, which are subordinate to NEC. NEC is the highest regulatory body in Nigeria. So by the NEC rules and regulation, once you see that your right is being infringed or is about to be infringed, what you are supposed to do is to officially complain to the concerned office, which is the closest office to you. So we are saying it today that it's not just enough for you to go there and complain to them orally. Go there, have a written note, either from your lawyer or in person. You write in person, and then you submit it to the concerned office. And then the office must endorse it to have received your letter, which will serve as an acknowledgement letter. Because one way or the other, you need to keep record, assuming the matter is proceeding to court, or you are channeling your complaint further to NEC. It's incumbent on you to ensure that you have your proper record. So it's quite interesting. The body will respond. Some apparently they will summon the party concerned, and then they will sort it out orally. But what is important is that nobody has a monopoly of violence. You cannot take the law into your hand by fighting the concerned officers of the power provider. All you need to do is to register your grievance and your complaint to the concerned office. That's what the law says.
Okay. What did the law say? That sometimes they say you are owing a NEPA bill. They not only drop your wire, they cut the wire from the pole and take it home. Is that not stealing?
You cannot describe that as stealing per se.
Because I like now my light, I still have the receipt of the wire. I bought the wire. Then they came and fixed it. That doesn't make it when they have the light, I have the wire. So did they have right to cut my wire? Let's assume I'm owing. You can remove the wire from the light or from their own cable, but did they have the right? Was it proper for them to cut my wire and take it to their
what
office?
The law said is that before they can disconnect your power supply, your electricity supply in your apartment, they must give you a notice of such disconnection. First of all, they must serve you a bill, and then thereafter, if you default to pay within a certain stipulated of time, that is when they can come and disconnect your power supply from your apartment.
Then take the wire away.
But there are situations where some of the electricity consumers are so recalcitrant, they are so stubborn, where you disconnect them, they'll go and get a new wire and then reconnect themselves. So in that situation, you see that it's even an offense for anybody to go on air or go on the pole and connect the power supply without their consent. You equally, the consumer, you are equally committing an offense. It's a very heavy punitive offense for you to climb the pole and then connect yourself. And then on the other hand, on the flip side of it, is also lawlessness. And these people taking law into their hand by saying, oh, let me take the wire, and then it now become the property of ours. Whereas these are property by virtue of the provisions of the Constitution. These are property of the consumers. They bought it with their own money, even assuming they are owing you money. So there are situations where you can hold that property in lien. We call it in lien. But before you can claim the law and the doctrine of lien, that property must be in your possession. For example, assuming I'm the mechanic now, and then you give me your car to repair, and then at the end of the day, I tell you your fee, your money is 20,000, and then you cannot pay. I have a right in lien to hold on to that property, because that property is still in my possession. But the reverse is the case in this situation, where you disconnect people's power and then you go with their wire. It's lawlessness. I don't think I quite agree with it, and I've not seen any law that give room for you to hoodwink and then take over the ownership of any other person property into your personal consumption. It's not done. It's lawlessness in this part of the world.
Now, before we even get to that stage, I'm supposed to have light, let's say, out of 24 hours, that's it, 24 hours, then I have 12 hours, no notice of them want to carry light. I know there was a standard. They took the lights, they brought it back, they burned one on my fridge. And that's for Nigeria, you're on your own. So now, what can we do it in a way that before they will carry the light, if we respect the right of the consumer, you give us a notice, oh, we'll be taking your light in the next 2 hours, in the next 30 minutes. What is that not? Can't we have a provision in the law?
Yes.
That say you can just, you take the light at will, then anytime you just bring it. But when you are bringing the bill, I will pay for both darkness when I'm in darkness and when you have the light.
No, let me correct this ugly impression that say that you are paying for darkness and then you pay for what you consume. By the new era now that everybody
prepaid meter.
Yes, now. Let us start from there. Then for the people who are not with prepaid meter, the law is that you meter them accordingly. There are procedures to which they can come and meter. There are NEC regulation. You don't just start by saying that because this person is using 3-bedroom apartment and then I can see 4 or 5 AC in that apartment, hence I'm coming to meter the person. Whereas you don't know whether those ACs, those equipment you are seeing from the outside, you don't know whether or not they are working, they are in good condition. They are NEC regulation. That is another issue for determination. But however, on whether or not we are to be given notice, the law is set to that. They must, and I'm very aware that it's obtainable in some parts of Lagos State now, wherein they want to take light for a certain period of time. They will tell you for so hours. They send text messages to people. If you are active, you must have gotten that message before now. How it will contain that, oh, we want to come and effect basic repairs in your transformer from so period to so time. For that period, we apologize for the inconvenience. There will not be power supply. Yes, I have seen it severally. I've seen it. That is for that. That is if they have the notice. That is if they have the notice that indeed they are coming for repairs tomorrow. But however, their situation, this power supply of a thing, it can even spark itself. I've experienced. I'm a victim of a power supply in my apartment. The whole entire building burnt down. 2017 power surge in my apartment. So am I now going to sue them? Because I know how this part of the world is. How am I going to prove it? Because to prove it is so cumbersome. You cannot establish how the whole exercise went through. Can you determine the excess of the power supply at that particular time? Will you know? Because to go to court is very easy. But to prove is another thing. That industry, the level, the frequency of proof that you must prove to show that indeed is a power supply that affected and damaged your property is so cumbersome that you will not even want to toy with. It's better to keep I'm saying it openly now because this is my profession and I've been in it for about 12, 13 years. I know how stubborn, how rugged it is to prove that aspect of that damage. It falls within the ambit of a special damage. It's not a general damage. It's a special, and the frequency that is required for you to prove that indeed is because you need to prove. Assuming your apartment is caught up in the web of that damage, and then your neighbor's apartment is not affected, how will you correlate that fact? Is it not the same power supply that supplies you light, that supply your so you must at all time, you need a backup to ensure that you need safety in your apartment. That's
Maybe
one.
it's possible that they know. That's why it could be deliberate. That
No.
they know that for you to prove this thing in our court is going to be very, very
Even the
tough.
transformer
Everybody-
itself, once you set it, you can trigger. It can power. It's just like your gen that you use. When you set it to a particular supply, and then it can this are artificial stuff that is not within your confine. But however, we are not saying that people should not take responsibility for their negligence. People should not take responsibility for their incompetency and otherwise. We must know that as a matter of fact that it is incumbent on them to ensure that they supply a steady and a reliable power supply. It is your right, even as a consumer, to be properly, because this thing is a contract. They are not helping us. We are paying for it. So we must say that, and we continue to educate them and let these people be aware of some of the basic amenities. Why we are experiencing all these lacunas and enigma in the system is because of the fact that we don't have other options. If you go to the mainland now, you have the Ikeja distribution company. There's no other company to compete with them. If you go to the island, you see the Eco distribution company. It's not how it is in the telecom, in the telecommunication industry. I don't want to mention them. It's not how it is in the banking industry, where you have options.
Fintech will not deal with
if Bank A or Bank B, they are not forthcoming, or they are not effective, or they are exposing you to stress and excess deduction, because I know of some of them. I don't want to delve into that because that is not the topic. But however, if they are not forthcoming, they are not servicing you properly, it is your constitutional right to go to another person. But the reverse in the case is a case in the electricity sector, wherein it's just one-way traffic. You cannot disconnect yourself from A, and then you take options of this and that and everything.
Necessary customer. Is it customer?
Yes.
Whether you like it or
not. So because we are being forced to operate.
Okay, we never called the phone number. It's already, let's hear from. Maybe the person is working. It won't give us energy. Okay. Now let's look at this. What would be the way out? Because, for example, I have a friend now. Last week I was with him. He just saw a message that he's now on band A. And they not even asking whether his salary is band A or whether his income in band A. They just push him to band A. In that kind of situation, first, the banding of, is that not a breach of our Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the government is attend to people without discrimination of whether their location, their state economic status, and the rest of them?
This is power supply. It's not a matter of somebody from the north that want to marry somebody from the east, and then the person in the east say, I cannot marry somebody from the north. Then you can say that, oh, it is my constitutional right for intermarriage and all those things. This
Hello,
is pure.
Let's see this call. This is hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yeah.
Why thanking you people and that station for the education, apart from entertainment and information. I thank God for your lives. Happy New Year to both of you for educating us.
Thank you very much, sir.
Just want to clear an issue which I need your help, sir. There was a time before the end of last year, this station, when Barrister Darlington was saying that the NEPA prepaid.
We lost that call. Oh, please try and call back. Try and come back so that you finish your statement. So we are. Where do you stop just now?
I was trying to establish on the banding, on
Okay,
the
yes,
classification
yeah,
of
okay,
the
yes,
banding,
yes.
whether you can fall within the ambit of band A and then band B. So for me, this is a business policy. It's just like the government say that, oh, you cannot be discriminated against, you must be this and that and that. This is business policy. Governments have given these people license to operate.
But
It is now a burden on them to set the policy that will regulate the business atmosphere. But where my grievance falling is the fact that you don't have options. You don't have options. So if it's a game wherein the government say, okay, we have options of band A, B, and C in one particular atmosphere.
So you choose the band that you like.
Yes, you can't force somebody to enter a contract that is not ready to enter.
But this one are by force.
Yes, you are caught up in the web of being forced into a particular contract.
Is that not infringement on the person's fundamental right?
That is a pure case of infringement to an extent that you are being forced to enter a particular contract that you cannot even finance it. The foundation of the contract is already defective because on my own part, I cannot even perfect the contract. So the foundation is already wrong because for me...
And nobody actually discuss with you and say whether you want to be in band B or band. They just put it on your head.
So the essence and the purpose of the government creating an enabling atmosphere by virtue of the provisions of the Constitution, particularly Section 14 of the 1999 Constitution, that say that it is a duty and the primary responsibility of the government to create an enabling atmosphere for business to thrive, is being truncated on. How? Because a lot of businesses are closing down. A lot of businesses are folding because of these excessive charges in the power supply. 1 unit now, I think, is how much now? Or 4 unit thereabout, I think it's 1,000. Or I can't really figure out. But my point is that some people, all these areas that you are branding them band A, band B, band C, band whatever you call them, they cannot even cater for their basic primary assignments at home, and then you are forcing excessive charges on them. So for me, I think the government needs to do something forthwith. And I know that some estates, some streets, some districts in Lagos, they have started taking steps. How? They put themselves in order, they have a meeting, they have a resolution, and this is what I'm telling people openly now to do. Put yourself together, have a meeting, have a resolution, put it in a written fold, and then you approach the company, the closest company to you and the power supply company to you, and then you tell them, please, we don't want band A, please downgrade us to band B or C. I've seen a lot of people have advised about 3 or 4 communities like that. They have done it in Lagos State. It worked. So I believe that can work. They can downgrade you to band A, band B,
but that is
C.
where there's a compression in those environment. Because there was a day I was going to, I was coming from Obalende. Then I didn't drive that day. And we just read the demand, because there was a downpour, the man just said transport for Obalende should 1,000 naira. We say no, but it was 500 naira. So people say, I better come out, guy, if you know say you no get money, come out, make her enter. What do you think we can do as Nigerians that we only cooperate, not for people to be showing up, say, oh, I want to show to other people that I'm richer than them. But instead of to cooperate together and say, no, you cannot be exploiting.
Cooperation must start from government. If it's properly regulated, it's just like how you have it in the telecommunication industry, where you have a particular airtime that is branded for 100 naira, 500, you go for the one that fits your class. That's the cooperation in that sector. One of the provider cannot go and brand his own 150 thereabouts. So cooperation must be backed up with law. If it's backed up with law, nobody can cheat you. Nobody can cheat me. But if it's a game of contracts, these people will continue to take advantage of us. You can see how, from the example you gave now, transportation suddenly skyrocketed. A lot of factors will make that transportation to skyrocket. How? One, it may be a matter of traffic. It may be that there is no unavailability of buses, vehicles, and a lot of issues can suddenly make the transportation and that same transportation that you took for 1,000 thereabout, by 10 p.m. or by 11 p.m. or even at noon thereabouts, at noon 1 p.m. thereabouts, that the inflow of people, you see that the pendulum, the prices will drop. So all these things, people take advantage based on what is on ground. It's business. But however, for the power supply sector, is something, my point, and I've been saying it, and I will continue to say it again, and I'm saying it now, and I will continue to confront the government on it for them to do the needful, is the fact that they should give us an option. I'm not against the branding, but give us an option wherein in a particular street, if you want to be on band A, put your wire on the last lane. If you want to be on band B, put your wire on the second lane, and then if you want to be on band C, put your wire on the third wire, because I'm aware that it's one of the wire is neutral. Then the other 3, they are for supply of electricity. So for me, I'm saying it with all open mind that the government should, as quick as possible, do something so that people can enjoy the benefit, so that small businesses will not close down, so that people will enjoy the benefit of this government, because we don't have any options. A liter of fuel now is about 1,000 plus thereabouts, and then you know how many liters will you burn in a day.
Now there is to me there is an option now. The energies, generating energy, have been moved from exclusive to concurrent. What do you think, Mr. Ada, what do you think we can do that the governor, the state government should deliver their citizens from the hand of the Genco, all the cocoa and the rest of them?
Yes. Are you sure it's not going to be expensive, despite the fact that I know some states in the east, is one particular state in the east, is it Abia State or a particular state thereabout, that the state governor took step pursuant to the fact that the National Assembly have said that is no longer within the exclusive legislative list, is now within the concurrent, wherein the state can make law, can put policy on board, and equally the federal government. But it's not enough for us to say, let the state, we are waiting, a state like Lagos State should put that on board. We are waiting for Lagos State government, and I'm equally sure that, are you aware that before this idea of this branding, band A, band B and C, are you aware that some estates in Lagos State came together, some residents in some estates in Lagos State, they came together, they now say that, oh, we now want to liaise with the power holding company directly. Give us power supply for 18 hours in a day or 20 hours in a day. We are going to pay you so amount. So in any event, I've seen some estates, particularly River Valley on the mainland, River Valley towards Becca. Before this branding of band A, band B and everything, those people have been enjoying light for 20 hours above daily. They came together, they had an agreement, they met the power holding company. We want you to give us power for 20 hours. We are going to be paying you from this our estate so amount. So and a lot of that is happening on the island. You can now see a situation wherein that some people will be paying 1.5 for, like in those kind of estate, or 2.5 for a room and parlor self-con there for rent. And then you see that they are paying apparently, like maybe monthly they are paying about 400, 500, half a million for light, for power supply. So the point I'm making in this sense is that, but my phobia and my fear is that the fact that people in the remote area in Lagos, no place is remote, I apologize for that. People in some areas in Lagos, they are now that they even find it to feed. The power supply companies still go further there to brand them band A. Go to Ayobo now. I have an uncle that stays there now. They are branded band A.
Ayobo?
Yes, brand A. So you see it? No, that is his life. The rent he's paying is so lesser, and you now go there and brand him band A, and then you are forcing power supply payments on him. Whereas look, the power supply in a week, the payment is more than his rent in a month currently.
0700 903 903 903 is the number. The right of electricity consumer, and how Barrister Adam with us in the studio. And you just think about this. I know that some of our brothers are in US, Canada, and the rest of them, they are not being killed because of, in the name of for them to get light. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Oga, good afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. My name is Stanley. I'm calling from Sulere.
Oh, Sulere, na Richmond area. So to have band A square.
No, that's my office, but I'm requesting at Mushi. I'm working at Sulere. That's my office.
Okay.
So I'm staying at Mushi. Yes, sir. Thank you for this program that you bring us today. I really thank you very much for it. So I want to contribute on it. Like in this Mushi that we are staying, honestly, what is happening there is so surprise to us. But when I'm listening to this program, I was like, okay, let me just share the story. Now, they are giving us, they are sharing us now 1 day on and 1 day off. and we are still bringing the bill of what they are giving us before when they are not sharing it. And the last time, throughout November to December last year, we don't have light. That the transformer got spoiled. We call them. They refuse to come and fix it. Then the community, the street, contribute money each building, 5,000 in each building to call them, and they came and fix the transformer. To be imagine that they brought the bill of that November to December that the transformer was faulty. And this very bill now, they set up that people pay part of what is in the bill. So the thing is so confusing to us. Honestly, people, we don't know what to do.
Okay. Oga, Oga, they know who get light, but they have to pay for darkness. I think why you super follow there's still wire, electricity wire in their place. That's why they are paying.
No, that's that's not it per se. I think I know where he's going to.
They ration their light, but the bill is not ration.
No, well, this thing is two-way traffic. One, if you are metered, if you have a meter,
no, this is not metered. This should be
exonerated from all this storyline. But if you are unmetered, anything you see, you take it, because this is a dirty part of the world. Because lawlessness and anarchy is what is obtainable in the industry. We do respect to our people in the industry, but we are taking undue advantage of Nigerians because we don't have options. So if you don't have meter, and then they continue to meter you excessively or otherwise, all you need to do, put yourself together, and then you go and meet their boss, or you write to them and meet their boss, so that insist. You are not going there to fight. You go there and demonstrate your civility. You are civil people.
Hello, good afternoon. Oh, we don't. The problem we used to have is time. Now, by starter, you're supposed to provide me prepaid meter. It is you that will be coming to the prepaid meter will benefit you. It help you to know my consumption. But am I supposed to pay if I go restaurant? I will not buy plate for the woman, the man that whole restaurant. So anytime I reach there, he will use to give me food. I know that I'm taking the food home.
Before I go further, I want to say three things that is very vital and quite educative. One, let me put it on air now that the portal is open. The portal opened 3 days ago for application for prepaid meter.
Free? Or
you will need to apply first.
Okay.
You need to put in your details first. That's the first step. You need to apply first. Put in your details. Then thereafter, another portal will be open, or a code will be sent to you to go and pay.
What am I supposed to pay?
I'm going there. That is a very vital information some people may not know. So you can go and put in your application so that you can be exonerated from all this caricature and this dirty practice they are taking undue advantage. Then number two, whether or not you are supposed to pay, that meter per se is a property of the company, property of the power holding company. It's just like how you have POS. POS, you pay a certain token when you want to apply, then subsequently they'll be deducting, and then some money you need to have a particular daily transaction in your account. So the point I'm making is that it is their property. When the idea of prepaid meter came initially, it was free. Let's go to the foundation. It was free. It was subsequently they started collecting money. And that money they collect from you, they will ordinarily, by all standards, they will convert it. That's what the law is, into token for you. That's why you see that if you get that prepaid meter for the first 2-3 months, thereabout, that is if you are not owing debt, you will not buy any token on it, thereabout. So by all standard, initially it was free. It is their property, and assuming you pay, it's because they know that Nigerians are very stubborn, and along the line they may damage the prepaid meter. So they want you to pay and commit a token for that.
But it should be token, not over 100 something thousand naira.
So it's because of the fact the meter had not even been available for some time now. So I don't know why somebody will see money and he will not be ready to take advantage of it. That's what I'm telling you, is they are not ready to allow the meter system to work because they are benefiting from the shenanigans of the...
Now, Mr. Adam, because of time, can we do this thing like, apart from this Wednesday, are you chance this coming Wednesday to be back? Because this is a this topic is a lot of people want to interact with us, but the problem is time. But if you will not be There should be 20, either 23 or there. I know Monday is 21st. Yes, if I'm not, Monday should be 21st. Chidera, 22? Okay. That should be 22. If you are not having any case in court, can you...
22 is fine. I'll be
22. Okay, I will check it because there's something that we need to do here very important too. Okay, maybe after the show we'll have that conversation because 27th of January is always Okiafa bomb blast ceremony, and we want to do a case because they have been using our name as in that very time. They use us to generate a lot of money that people. I live in Okiafa, but Okiafa have the only property we have there from government is like the mass barrier, which is not even maintained, the road to the mass barrier, and then federal government collect a lot of money, the military and the rest of them. So that very week we need to actually remind them, say we are still here on the show. We need to remind them we are still here, that all the promises, the money they generate, at least may they help us. If you can't, at least do the road that if the people that are in the mass barrier, if they are going out in the night, may they know they enter Gallop like us that is using that road in the day. So maybe we'll have that conversation. We'll come back because a lot of people want to interact with us in respect of this topic. Before I let you go, the judiciary, I think we can do this in 60 seconds. What do you think this year, as we have started, the judiciary should be giving? Let's actually see our hope.
Yes,
in the judiciary.
The judiciary is supposed to be the last hope of the common man. But the issue as it is right now, or as it were, and as it should be, is whether or not, as we experience currently, the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. For me, the judiciary still remains the hope of the common man, because we don't have any other place to run to. Are we going to run to the Babalawo or the Shangos, or where? So for me, I want us to be optimistic on a lighter note and on a serious note. I want us to be optimistic. The year is still young, and anything can happen. I'm very optimistic and very positive that the judiciary is going to intensify the room for respect for rule of law and justice, so that justice will not just be for one-way traffic, not just for the poor, but it's going to be a justice of all collectiveness. Whether you are for the poor, you are for the rich, you are for the average, all is justice. That's my hope.
Thank you very much, Barrister Adam Attah. It has been a lot of people who have issue with the Disco, Ikeja Electric, or Jinko, or the Cocoa them. It has been on their toes. Anytime you visit them, people say they know they like your face. When you go to their office, they say, "This why are you giving us a dick? This customer, leave them, make they exploit them, Jerry." So, but this year, by God's grace, we are going to be on their own toes.
Yes.
At least may they allow us breathe.
Yes.
May they give us light and allow us to breathe. My name is Joseph Folonshaw. Chidera, thank you very, very happy. We don't see this year, so happy New Year. I think the stew still remain for rice, New Year. This time that the stew will only be even more sweeter because all the fish, the chicken don't dissolve well with this stew. We'll be here by God's grace next week, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Barrister Adam, thank you very, very much for coming, and we thank you, the listener. Let me leave you for now, but continue to stay to VOP 90.3. My name is Joseph Folonshaw. Bye bye for now.